Hello Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. Good morning, afternoon and evening, depending on where you're connecting. You are welcome to Biafra Battle Cry TV, a media platform dedicated to indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Stay tuned. The post by Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimakor, asserts that Kanu's 2021 abduction from Kenya constitutes an illegal extraordinary rendition under international law, stripping Nigeria of prosecutorial jurisdiction and mirroring the 1984 Umaru Dikko case, where a failed kidnapping prompted UK arrests, diplomatic rupture, and extradition denials. Recent developments include a June 2025 Kenyan High Court ruling deeming the rendition unlawful and a violation of human rights, while Nigeria's Supreme Court in 2023 overturned a 2022 acquittal, allowing the terrorism trial to continue despite ongoing appeals. Paired with a News Central Africa image of Ejimakor rejecting trial resumption, the post mobilizes opposition to Kanu's detention ahead of the #Mink October 20 protest march to Aso Rock, reflecting polarized replies from supporters hailing it as a justice call to critics labeling Kanu a terrorist. Okay, right now Biafrans, let us listen to what Barrister Ejimakor posted on his Twitter as follows. The continued prosecution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be opposed by all and sundry, by ALOYEJIMAKOR. Lately, some individuals and civic groups have, in some show of support for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, indicated that they will monitor his trial. While it's commendable that Kanu has attracted such avalanche of support across the spectrum, it's important to make it clear that there's not supposed to be any trial to monitor, not to talk of prosecuting him in the first place. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be tried on the basis of the infamous extraordinary rendition that saw him to Nigeria. If you truly support Kanu and rule of law is to oppose his prosecution. To better understand how Kanu ended up in Nigeria and why he's not supposed to face trial, you need to juxtapose it to what happened to Umaru Dikko in 1984 and its fallouts. Dikko's kidnapping was, like this one of Kanu, a brazen act of attempted extraordinary rendition, which, by the way, is a grave state crime under the canons of international law that bind Nigeria as a bona fide member of comity or nations. When it happens, dire consequences must ensue, and one of them is this: by the dint of such egregious misconduct, the complicit rogue state permanently loses its prosecutorial power over the victim of the rendition. Though the kidnapping of Dikko failed, it brought the following consequences.